What a wild week it's been, dudes. We got all kinds of shenanigans to talk about. I want to cover some of the best buys out there. Some conventional wisdom states that 3 months out from a release is the best time to search for steals, deals, and apricot peels, and I'm fresh out of apricots. Now we're going to talk about the way of the hyena. A hyena is an animal, brother. It's got a lot of unique characteristics. You think it's a dog, right? It's not a dog, man. You think it's a cat? No way, dude. It's got its own thing, just like my listeners out there. They're their own species, man. Hyenas have the strongest bite in the animal kingdom, among mammals at least, as far as I know, and it's primarily associated with scavengers, although they do a lot of killing as well. They're fantastic animals, the subject of the greatest song ever written, Hyena by KMFDM. So as Magic the Gathering connoisseurs and buyers, we watch and we wait, and we strike at the most opportune times. We go hard on cards that don't have homes. Most recent one I can think of is Ramses Assassin Lord. I knew that card had a lot of potential. It's very powerful and people were sleeping on it. It was like 3 cents. I stuck it right in a binder and waited until the right time. The tech gets printed and now we're ready, dude. Assassin's Creed comes out and that thing's blowing up. We got to keep our eye out for reprints. We're going to pick them up cheap like the hyenas that we are. That's who these videos are for, man. That's the way of the hyena, brother. Alright, now we're going to look back about 3 or 4 months to the release of the Fallout decks. These damn things, 4 commander decks, are on TCG Player right now for $169.99 shipped to your house, man. Not bad. It's $4 to $250 per deck if you're looking for them, and there are a lot of bangers in there. Lots of interesting build-arounds, and they're flapping with flavor. A lot of people don't like this stuff, the Universe is Beyond stuff, but I do, man. I think it's neat. Now there is tons of bling out there on the streets in this set as well, some showcase Vault Boy stuff that was found in collector packs. So what are the good deals, man? Well, I think this guy's a good deal, the Lord of the Undead, or Centurion of the Marked as he's called nowadays. 1 black creature zombie, it's a 2/2. Other zombie creatures get +1/+1, has 1 and a black tap, return target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. Depending on what version you're looking at, this can be pretty pricey. Second cheapest version right now is $14, but this is under $3 as we speak. You gotta dig the green though, man. But if you do, this is the card for you, mama. And if you want to get nuts, you can run Vigor, or the Fog Crawler as he's known in this set. 3 green, creature elemental incarnation. It's a 6/6 with trample. If damage will be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. When Vigor is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. I gotta tell you, dude, I love this card. The art has nothing on the original. It's a damn bowl with a turtle shell or something like that. But this is a pretty incredible card, and if you like the art here, this is about $7. Now this is a hot little deal right here, man. A green staple in so many creature-based decks, the Guardian Project. 3 and a green for an enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card, man. You can snag this guy for under $5 if you feel like looking at this Muppet's back here. Now this is an aristocrat staple, the old Pitiless Plunderer. 3 and a black creature, human pirate, it's a 1/4. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. This has a Fallout version and an Ixalan Commander version that are under $5 as we speak. Fantastic in sacrifice decks and combo-tastic with various cards. I recall a time when this was about $10, man. What's cool about this card, it doesn't care if your card that died is a non-token or it can be a token. It doesn't matter, brother. Listen, man, I love this card. I love the original art, but when I see this art, dude, I get all excited, brother. The Pure Steel Paladin. White creature, human knight, it's a 2/2. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Has Metalcraft. Equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. This guy is an equipment staple, reprinted down to bulk territory, $2 and change as we speak. I just want to get in that power armor, float down the lazy river, dude. I'm a fan of this set, man. We have some original designs that are pretty sweet, and this one I believe is quite the steal. Armory Paladin, 1 red and white, creature human knight, it's a 3/3 with trample. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. I love how kinetic this art is, man. He's blasting away. He's fighting the high prices at the gas pump in this economy, brother. And how about Thunder Junction, buddy? It's been about 3 months since this release, and guess what? It's mostly bulk, man. So what are the steals and deals? Coming in under $2, I like this guy, Rakdos the Muscle. 2 black and a red, legendary creature, demon mercenary. It's a 6/5 with flying and trample. Whenever you sacrifice another creature, exile cards equal to its mana value from the top of target player's library. Could be you, could be your opponent. Until your next end step, you may play those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. Sacrifice another creature, Rakdos the Muscle gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it, activate only once each turn. 5 damn mana for this beast. If you're running a sacrifice my troops type of deck, this is going to get some pretty amazing value. 6/5 with Flamples, man, that's a beefy chalupa for only 5 mana too. Speaking of 5 mana powerhouses, you got the Gitrog out here, the Ravenous Ride. This guy's a Frog Horror mount. It's a 6/5 with Trample and Haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice a creature that's saddled at this turn. If you do, draw X cards, then put up to X land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, where X is the sacrifice creature's power, has saddle for 1. Immensely powerful card, and listen, I can only say that I really mean it, dude. You know, this thing is immensely powerful, just like my arms, brother. Again, under $2 for 5 mana for an absolute monster of a card. And of course we had the big score here. Now some animal activists had a problem with this card, right? Because it features a dead fox sitting on this guy's head. And I was also pretty bothered by it, you know, because it only had 1 dead fox, dude. I want to see a whole family. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, dude. Don't come at me. Grand Abolisher is white for a creature. Human Cleric, it's a 2/2. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. You think you've mapped the land? You own the land? You own an idea. Nothing more, brother. This guy's striking back against Manifest Destiny, taking vengeance on the usurper back there while basking in a fashionable fox skin. This is $5, man. This card used to be like 20 bucks. How about this thing, man? The Lost Jeet, or Jeet, or whatever the heck it is, man. I don't know. I barely speak English. 1 generic mana for a legendary artifact equipment. Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter on Lost Jeet. Remove a charge counter, choose 1 untapped target land. Pretty nice. Target creature can't block this turn. Also pretty nice. Or put a +1/+1 counter on the equipped creature. Has equipped for 1. Coming in under $5. This damn thing's a sweet can opener of a card. Super cheap to cast and equip. I just think it's neat, man. And of course we had the requisite commander set attached to the Canyons and Tumbleweeds of Thunder Junction, from which we can extract the old Scoot Swarm here. So this is 2 and a green, creature insect, 1/1. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, which you will, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm, man. So this seems to be a commander set reprint staple. It got a couple reprints recently. This is a real snowball of a card, man. In Lands decks, it's about $3. And this one kind of surprised me a little bit. Shark Typhoon, 5 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's mana value. Has cycling for X, 1 and a blue, discard the card, draw a card. When you cycle it, you're going to create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. If you go back a year ago, this old meme card here, Snakes on a Plane, Sharknado, was around $8. It's a sweet, although mana intensive Magecraft payoff, sweet card for a bulk price. It's about $3 right now. Alright, this isn't the sexiest card in the world, right? But it's a staple for a reason. Goes in pretty much all my blue decks. Windfall. 2 and a blue for a sorcery. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. It's had a couple recent commander set reprints. It's down to about $2. And I just wanted to highlight this guy, the Ramanap Excavator. 2 and a green, creature snake cleric. It's a 2/3. You may play lands from your graveyard. That's it, dude. This was like $7 or $8. It's down to $1 or so. Crucible of Worlds is like $20, but this is a snake version. Now before I wrap up, I wanted to highlight a couple enchantment and aura staples out there. Eidolon of Blossoms and Setessan Champion. Both of these are under $1. Great time to pick one up for your present or future enchantment commander decks, my dudes. These guys are better enchantresses because they say whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, not when you cast an enchantment. So it's going to trigger off of tokens and all that other stuff. So that's what I've been watching this month, in the year of the hyena, in the month of the hyena, in the hour of the meat skeletons, because that's what we are, dude. We're skeletons with meat armor mechs and we're pilots, and that's better, Commander, dude. Nikki G signing off.